Hey guys, and welcome back to the channel. I have myself another Deff Dread. Yay! Another one to add to my collection. But this chap is going to be just for combat patrol loadout. So I've got the main body of it ready. I've put the jaw how I want it. I've got the faceplate on it. I've got the exhaust and everything on it. Nothing's drilled, mind you, but that will come in time. Then I made myself a little sort of wall thing, and I've put one of its claws on it because I want to do an action pose for this guy. I want him to be in a set position. So what I'm thinking of doing, if I can find the proper arm, this one, here we go. I want him to be like kind of jumping over the wall and using this to propel himself over, like so. Then have the other two claw arms kind of coming down like this. And I think that would be really, really cool. But where are we? Rocket launcher, this thing. Now, this will obviously be mounted on him like so. And I want the rocket to be firing. I think that'd be a nice touch. So what I'm thinking of doing is chopping this rocket off here, drilling into this mounting, and making some sort of giant smoke plume coming off it. But that would mean it would interact with the thing itself, so I have to build it as one. But as an extra challenge for myself, I'm wanting to make it so it's all done purely with airbrush. I want to improve my airbrush skills, and with it being a Deff Dread and the fact that I just absolutely love them, and the fact that I got this one for so cheap as well, is, yeah, more of an incentive to have fun with it, play around. I've got my proper one, all magnetized and everything. This is just a set loadout. Let's have a bit of fun. So I'm going to, yeah, try and build it, put it in a position I'm happy with, and we'll take it from there. So I've chopped the rocket off the end of here and just whizzed a hole in randomly by eye. Not very central, it doesn't matter. Then we've got the rocket here and done the same thing with that. So I've done it to the size of a paperclip because, oh, dropping it everywhere. It's stuck to my t-shirt. There we go. Yeah, I've done it to the size of a paperclip just to add a bit more integrity to it. Now, I don't know whether or not to spiral it slightly because orc shooting and all that, but I don't know. Honestly, I really don't know. I do just want to affix it for now. Then I need to affix the rocket and sort of gauge trajectory that way. I think that would probably be the smarter way of doing it. Yeah. Work rocket towards the body, then we can do it that way. But I think I probably need to actually mount him on his base because he needs to be quite up in the air because we need clearance for his leg, which I might have sort of dangling down. I may even have the leg clipping to the end of here for an extra bit of integrity. I don't know. I'm going to have to probably gauge that up now. Which leg? This one? This one. So we've got this leg. That can clip on there. And then bob that into position. Stick headbutt on camera. And no, the leg is not really anywhere near like that. Huh. Okay, so he is going to be completely off the thing. Well, now then. Can I position him straight on, or does that look a bit weird? Yeah, that looks a bit weird. I think he needs to be slightly back and tilted round. Kind of like that, I reckon. Do I want... I probably want this leg back and this one maybe forwards, like that. Yeah. Or this one back, this one forwards. And then these arms are going forwards, aren't they? So we want them opposite. Okay, right, yeah. I think it is probably going to be smarter to glue this arm on. So let's make a sort of mental note on position. Take it off of this and then glue it into place. Okie dokie. So the arm itself is having an issue with this cable. I decided to try and glue it onto that, but it's still not really allowing much movement. And I put a load of sprue glue on, which is just an absolute mess. But again, this guy is rough and ready fun time. So we're going to chop it all off. Like so. Get rid. There we go. There we go. Let's get a quick once over with the nail file. Like that. And if it's super serious, whatever, later on, can sort it out. So, yeah, there we go. Aha, got a full range of movement. Can get really side on with it now. That's great. Yeah. So we're going to have to try and glue it like so, and hopefully it has enough integrity to hold itself up. And this is why I love orks. You can just do stupid stuff like this. He's currently not glued in with his arm. Everything else is glued, but I'm just thinking of the full orientation of him on the base and whatnot. And the rocket angle, because I've still got to get it into there and have it coming out. But all in all, I think it looks pretty cool. If I just pop him off of there. I've got the legs sort of in an action-y pose. I mean, if I wanted to put him on a base normally, it won't look right. I mean, look at that. So he is he's going to be stuck like that, but the fact that I can actually balance him and he's not touching this rock under here at all, there's nowhere near it, there's quite a big gap there, is fantastic. And honestly, I think it looks stupid in a good way. The only problem is with it is I couldn't get his fourth shoulder pad on. But it is the one that's one of the ones that's damaged. That one's also damaged. I haven't done these, but I suppose it just adds to the character. I mean, I can actually make this thing orky. It doesn't necessarily have to be Bad Moons, but I'll probably paint it in their colours anyway. Because, you know what I'm like? I like my Bad Moons and whatnot, but I'm pretty happy with him. I think his base might need a bit more pizzazz, a bit of something else, but for now, he's looking pretty good, I think. He's got both his claws swinging over, whatnot. Very cool looking action pose, and very, very happy. Let's carry on. And I found an old pillow and decided to raid a load of stuffing out of it. And we've got this little rocket firing out from underneath, and I don't think it's too far away from the base. I think that's just about right. And it just looks absolutely ridiculous. And I love it. Love it to pieces. It's so fun. But yeah, I think he might actually be ready for priming now. So that's how his stance is. And it looks very jolly. And yeah, just absolutely daft. I can't wait to attempt to do this with airbrush only. That is going to be very, very interesting, definitely. I don't think I need any more smoke on this. I'm hoping that the paint will help just bind it a little better on here, because I don't want it too broad and bellowing, but yeah, pretty cool. So now, like I say, I do want to do it from the exhaust, so I'm going to have to bend some paper clips and get them all in position and then try and manipulate some of these smaller bits onto there. But yeah, let's try that now. And after a lot of prattling around with glue and fluff and paper clips, I think he's done. Yeah. I'm hoping the paint will sort this out. It should do anyway. This last one here, it went a bit crunchy, but it shouldn't be too bad, that little wisp of smoke coming out. It looks pretty cool. It looks different. I haven't put one on that. I haven't put one on the other side of that one. We'll just pretend they're blocked anyway. So they're done. Yay. Okay, so I'm just about to prime up the Deff Dread, but I want to show off a couple of bits prior to that because I don't like to just prime one thing and then clean my airbrush and blah, 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 blah. I like to get a couple of things lined up and do them all in one go. So firstly, I want to show off my latest little rarity. He is a Space Marine Tin Boy. Yeah. He's a little beaky boy. He's very, very cute. He's a touch on the wonky side, but he's fine. He's fine. You can proxy these guys as normal boys, by the way. They have a slugger, and that's technically just an advanced chopper. But yeah, that's what they were. They were mechanical versions of boys. So very, very fun, very, very cool. But I also got a old school Makari. So we have this guy. Very, very cool. No banner or anything. I don't know how the banner would have affixed to this pole. But yeah, no banner. I'm pretty sure this is a legit pole, but I could be wrong. If there's some of you experts out there that know more about this than me, please let me know. I'd like to know. Then I've also got a Gazgul, which is very, very cool. I have the original, and with the Gazgul came this, which is one of the original banners, and I'm very, very happy at it, but I'm not happy at the fact that he hasn't got a banner pole, and for the life of me, I can't figure out where it's meant to go because there's no recess or anything like that. And in the old pewter models, you used to have like a bit of dowel that he would fix all the poles on. So he hasn't got anything like that. He's just got his bullhorn on the back and then just kind of a flat bit. So I don't know if it was an additional plastic part or something. If somebody knows, please let me know because yeah, I want everything original first before I start kit bashing and having fun. Because, yeah, the collection and everything, so I'll pop that over there. And lastly, Nazdrag. Yes, the man himself. He is put together. I've just glued him up, hence why I've got the glue out. And he's going to get primed. I've sorted out his claws. They are actually very, very sharp. I sharpened them up for some reason. I just thought it'd be hilarious. So now every time, if I use him, I will stab myself. So that's great. And speaking of the pole thing, this is in there with a bit of dowel as well. So yeah, I don't quite understand what's going on with Gaza. But speaking of Nazdrag and Gaza, I'm noticing something here. Now, you orc guys out there will know what I'm on about just by me doing this. But for those of you who aren't orky, big is best, and even the shooter is bigger. The claw is bigger. You know? Why is Gaza leader and not Nazdrag? It doesn't make sense. I suppose it's just majority vote. But yeah, Nazdrag is bigger than Gazgul back in the day. So I thought that was quite interesting, like to see the difference in height between the two. But anyway, I am just gassing about nothing. Let's get everything primed up and let's do some Deff Dread. Oh, there we go. All primed up. Still got my gloves on. Just took my mask off. Still a bit damp. And I need to try and manipulate this cotton a bit. So I might have to dab some glue on, stick some more on or something. Because it's come undone in the middle section here. And yeah, it doesn't look right. Maybe I can kind of knit it together. Like that as it dries. Maybe, probably not. What's that look like? That looks better. Yeah. Yeah, okay. That's not bad. Right. Obviously, this will build up with more paint as I continue on with it. But the stuff at the back, I've completely saturated it as best I could. I basically primed the whole thing, and then the remainder of the paint I put on those and that. But we've still got quite a lot of white on this. I think because it's so narrow, it wasn't taking the paint as well. If I brush it on, it's just going to look a horrible mess and everything. But yeah, that's how we are at the minute. The wall looks very strange, painted up. It does look rather unusual, but it's done. Kind of under there's a little bit shy, but that's fine. That's fine. It is only a base, and like I say, I'm going to airbrush the remainder as best I can. Now, he is going to be a Bad Moons, but he's going to be, I think, a bit more rough and ready because it's what I can actually achieve with an airbrush, opposed to a paintbrush, because there's certain things that you just can't do with an airbrush. Well, I'm sure there'll be people out there who can. I personally can't, so I know that much at least. But yeah, this is the state of him. He's all ready to rock and roll, so I'm going to wait for the primer to fully cure and have some fun. So it is the 30th of October, and I haven't managed to achieve anything that I wanted to do. I haven't even started airbrushing the Deff Dread. I've hurt my back badly, like really badly, so I've lost nearly 3 days and I'm not happy about it. And all I've managed to do in the meantime is build up a squad of Gretchen and get them based, and then I have the other squad of Gretchen that I was using for the diorama. They're ready to go as well, and they just need priming. Then I had a delivery of the Eldar Tin Boy, so we have him now, which is very cool. He'll be up and coming, so I'm just going to glue him in, base him up, and get him ready, primed as well, seeing as though I'm going to go and have a very large airbrushing spree. Now, I don't know whether or not I'm going to be stopping and starting and recording because I want to challenge myself, and I think it'd be nice to show the results instead of the steps, because the steps are just general airbrush steps, you know. I'm sure there's other content creators out there who are better than me at this sort of thing and they can show it in fancy ways, but I don't have the camera setups or anything. All I've got is this webcam here on this arm in front of my face, and yeah, I don't really have a large enough space to work and show everything, which is a shame. But hopefully in the near future I will have a new property and a larger studio, but time will tell on that one. Anyway, I'll show you the results. And here we go. This is what I've managed to achieve, and I'm quite happy with it. I think the contrast of colours is very interesting. Very bright, very garish, but there were some things that I weren't able to do, and I found that the needle I was using, it's a 0.4. It's a bit too hose-like to do all the intricacies, but what I did, I zenithalled it all in white, gave it extra details on here and here. These symbols got extra white to make them really pop, and then I deliberately spiderwebbed the top of the head here and let it wrinkle up in order to get a bit of texture on it, which is why it's got more orange than the rest of the stuff. But all in all, I don't think it looks too bad. I'm quite happy with the outcome. So after the zenithal, I hit it from above with a yellow ink, and it's very vibrant. Very vibrant. My light, I've got it as far away as I can possibly get it. And the yellows just aren't right. I can't get this in natural light to look properly either. I've got 2 monitors up there, and I think it's probably those that are interfering more than anything else. But hey ho, maybe one day I'll have correct lighting. But yeah, so I hit it from above with the yellow onto the zenithal, and I lightly did it on the underside as well to add some sort of yellows on the underside. Then I took a crimson ink and I hit it from underneath as well, very heavily, to give it a really deep red shadow. I thought it would look a lot more interesting by doing that, and I think it has achieved that. Then I thought that the difference between the light and the dark, the actual contrast of it, was too fierce. So I held the model like this, and I airbrushed it from about a foot and a half away, just to get a light dusting along here. And we've managed to get it like in all the shadows and in the arm, the underside of the shoulders, lots on this. And it's come out really, really well. I'm quite happy with it. But autofocus, again, is not doing me any favours. So, yeah, aside from the autofocus making a mess, he is just about done. He'll just need some tickles with metals and lens work, and that's about it. Probably the light and both rockets, and then the smokes to finish off. I couldn't do these with the airbrush. They're too porous. They need a lot of paint, because these should be really, really crispy and clogged with paint, but they're not. This one's a bit damp. I tried to put some paint on it and took it in because it was coming off of the paperclip, hence why I've still got paint on my finger. It's still not drying there. But as I've done it, I've flicked paint up, and I've got some on here. And there's also a dot in the middle of his jaw, which I don't know if the camera can even pick that up. There you see it, kinda, a little bit. So I stopped with that, and I'm just going to leave it all to dry, do his metals. I might take him into store, honestly, because he is for combat patrol, so he can be a Wednesday warrior. But yeah, that's going to be it for this episode. So, what's the takeaway from this? I have not achieved to paint anywhere near as many things as I was hoping for October, but sadly that is the problem with being disabled, and sometimes I can't do it, and that is a sad thing. But I hope all of you managed to paint everything you wanted to paint this month. I hope you've had better luck than me, and I hope you've achieved better results than me, but yeah, it is what it is. You got to start somewhere. It's all about learning, and you don't know unless you do it. You can watch people do it all day, and they can say, you do this, you do that. You come to do it yourself, and things might be different. But yeah, it's one of them. So I'll probably, like I say, I'm going to take him in tomorrow for my day off of painting. I'm going to go and do some painting. Take him in. I'll give him a tickle, and we'll show him off in next episode. But yeah, don't forget to take care of yourselves and do all the usual YouTubey things for me. And happy October. Hope you have a lovely Halloween evening, and I'll see you all in the next one. Goodbye.